The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the Field Brief Advice webinar, Advice from the Field for Informational Use. At the end of the 10-minute webinar, we'll have an open mic and spend 20 minutes discussion and asking questions to provide clarification. Today's topic, we have using HCAI Facility Detail webpage to identify potential IOR projects. If you're interested on the upcoming webinar topics, log on to the HCAI website. You'll find the topic under the Training and Information section. If you haven't done so already, feel free to download the PDF copy of this presentation available to you in the Go-To box under the HCAI handout section. We are scheduled here for 30 minutes, which include the question and answer section at the end of the presentation. If you have questions during the presentation, please type the question in the questions section in the Go-To panel, and we'll answer them the best we can. Please be sure to keep your questions generic, and if you have specific questions for a specific project, please feel free to email your question at isu@hcai.ca.gov. That's isu@hcai.ca.gov. If you have transmission problem, and if you don't see the slides or hear us, please log off and log back in using the same registration link from the Go-To webinar software that has been provided for you. Hopefully that will work out for you. We'll do the same if we are experiencing transmission difficulty on our side too. During the webinar, everyone is muted. At the end of the presentation, we'll spend 20 minutes for Q&A. Use the raise your hand function in the Go-To module, and we'll unmute you, and you will unmute yourself, and we'll have a discussion. If you don't have a mic, please type your question in the chat box, and we'll respond to your question or read the question out loud and respond to the question. If you're shy and have specific question, you can email us at isu@hcai.ca.gov. Again, this webinar is informational and advice that is coordinated with our tip of the day from the previous week distribution or broadcast. Again, the PDF of the presentation is located on the handout section of the Go-To dashboard. Today, for our presenter, we have Bob Lyons, the ISU DSE, one of the author of the tip of the day, and James Pan, ISU DSE, the secondary author of the tip of the day. He's standby to address any questions. And at the end of the presentation, we'll have the 20-minute Q&A. Thank you again for joining us today. If you're there, Bob, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Janice. Let's see, I need to share my screen. Janice, I don't see.
Well, we're going to the first four slides.
I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you, Janice. My name is Bob Lyons. I'm a structural engineer, a DSE, and with me virtually is James Pan. James, introduce.
Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon, everybody. I see many familiar names, and Bob Lyons fairly new to ISU, and today he will demonstrate how to navigate our website. Thank you.
All right. So yeah, our agenda is to step through a process that can identify projects that will in the future need an inspector of record, and at the same time, we're going to uncover the facility reps that can be contacted. And we're going to go through the PowerPoint at the beginning, then we're going to jump live to the browser, and then and then get back to the PowerPoint again at the end. And our goal today is just what I said, to use publicly available information and find potential hospital projects. Next slide, please. So a little bit of background. Last year, ISU sent out a survey to all certified hospital inspectors, and we got a very good response. And we learned a lot from that survey. And you probably got this survey, and if you responded, thank you very much. One of the things we learned, though, is that few IORs actually know that the kind of information we're going to show you today can be obtained from the facility detail page that I think probably a lot of you are already familiar with. It's not a very straightforward path, but remember, the facility detail page was not set up for IORs to find projects. Next slide, please. So we're going to start off with the facility detail webpage, and the link and path is in the handout. It's in the handout, and it's shown there on the presentation. And at this point, I'm going to jump off of the PowerPoint and onto my browser. So now I need to share my screen. All the information that I'm about to give you is actually in the handout. So you be sure to download the handout.
Bob, you have control now.
Okay, so.
And for the attendees, if you have more than one monitor, I would recommend you to do the same procedure and step as Bob will be showing us. And if you don't, just follow the handouts, and it's a step-by-step of what Bob will be showing you live.
So are you seeing my screen now? I'm not sure I shared it properly.
Not yet, Bob.
Okay. So I'm the presenter, but I don't see how to. It says stop show screen. So it's not letting me click the screen.
Try it now, Bob.
Okay, now you see my screen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I'm in my web browser. I can click that link that I just showed you, but I usually just click in the search. HCAI facility detail. I find it usually right at the top. And so I'm assuming a lot of people have already seen this web page before. There's a lot of useful information. The GSE staff that's related to your facility can be found here, seismic information, site plans, and so on. We're going to start, for our purposes, on the all facilities map, which I'm not going to click it. I've already got it open, so we don't have to wait for it. So you click that all facilities map, and you're going to get this map, and this opens up in different locations each time, and I don't know how to predict that, but this is the map we're going to use to find a location near us. So I usually put in a zip code, but you can put an address. I'm going to put in this zip code, which is the same that's in the handout, and I'll get this map. And you can zoom out. So this is in Thousand Oaks. You can zoom out a bit, and you can see, get rid of that, Thousand Oaks area, Ventura, Santa Paula, Simi Valley, Oxnard. You can see all of the surrounding areas. I mean, I go to the whole state, but the point is you can start selecting facilities from from this map. And I'm going to go to Los Robles Hospital and click the diamond. I'll get some basic information on that facility. And the only thing you really want to get is this facility number. Everybody knows what a facility number is. Copy that or write it down and go back to your facility detail page. Let me zoom in a little bit. I'm going to put that number into the facility list. It'll give me Los Robles as my option. I'll select it. That didn't work. Let me try it again. Okay, so I've got Los Robles Hospital. Let me move this out of the way. From here, you're going to find the tab called Open Projects. Click the Open Projects. And you're going to get a report. Yeah, I'm not going to wait for that. I've got it open over here. You're going to get this report. It's going to say, it's hard to read, but that is the wrong address. So let's do this one. Okay, so that says Los Robles. Just double check that all four of these are checked off. You want to have projects that are you don't want closed projects. They're not going to help you any. So let me move this. So a few bits of information about this report. You can save the entire report in different formats, Excel and so on, or you can print it. Let's start off by looking at the third project, ED waiting room expansion. This one has an IOR, and it's approved, and there's a building permit was issued. So that one, skip it. It probably doesn't help you very much. The next one up is just about to go into construction. It looks like it was approved just a couple weeks ago. So it may be probably too late for this project. There's no IOR designated. A better option might be this one. It's replace sterilizers, remodel. It sounds like a pretty small project, but there's no IOR selected. It's not been approved, and no building permit has been issued. And you can get a little more information over here. Just roll to the south, or to the right. The cost, you have a little bit of an idea of how large or how small the project is. This is a pretty small project, but for our purposes, I just wanted a project that we can go look at. So once you decide to, this is the project you want to.
Actually, let me make a point. So the key here is the column that say building permit issue date, right? So hopefully everybody understood that when the building permit is issued, an IOR, or at least one IOR has been assigned, because the IOR application is part of the building permit process. So the key here is to look for projects that are still in plan review or the building permit hasn't been issued, right? That's the opportunity that you can submit information to the owner to present your qualification and hopefully to become an IOR. That's what we want you to focus on.
Right. Yeah, maybe I should have made more point of that. Yeah, no permit's been issued. There's no IOR. You can look at the open date. It's only been a few months ago, and if you care to, you can go look at the plan review comments. And I did it earlier, and the review comments were for the first review were sent back just a couple of weeks ago. So this project is in review. Construction could be a few months away, and that's probably where you want to start getting involved, because you need to get ahead of everybody else. All right, so there's two ways to get the information about the owner, and I'm going to try this. If you click the project number, you'll get a web page that has contact information. And this is the way I'm going to go. But sometimes I've gotten an error on that. And if that happens, you can alternatively go to the project summary. And I prefer going to this one. It's working. All right. Once you get to this page, you get a little more information about the project. You want to click the more details and expand the related contacts. And from here, you'll get facility contact information. Email, phone, name, and their position. So at this point, you've got a project number, a project name, and a contact name with their contact information, and everything you need, I think, to send a message, an email to this contact person and express your interest. So at this point, I don't think I have anything else I want to add on this. If we go back to the PowerPoint.
And actually, before we go back to the PowerPoint, I will want to share with everybody, if you are not familiar with the facility detail webpage, there are so much information that we are sharing with the public. So just kind of, play around with that, web page that Bob showed you, the facility detail. You have open project, closed project, the SPC and MPC rating of each buildings, the reports and whatnot that we are sharing with the general public. And for the map that Bob was sharing with us earlier, the easy way to remember that website is just type in HCAI EOC or OSPOT EOC, and the first hit will be that Google map, and there are so many layers. So Bob, if you can go back to that Google map,
Oh yeah, let's do that.
I want you to share with people on the layers that we have in that powerful tools. You can see the temperature, the fires currently, based on the duration of the fire, which wind direction is moving. So there are so much information in this powerful web page that I want to share with everybody. So if Bobby you can show the layers, where the layers are located.
This map defaults to showing facilities, but if you're interested in only, say, skilled nursing facilities, you can change the parameters. But beyond that, getting to what James is saying, there are other, power outages. There's a smoke advisory. Evacuation areas are shown here throughout all of California. So there's a lot more to do with this map. And again, this map was not put together for us to find facilities to go contact. It was put together for a lot of other reasons, and we make use of it. Okay, and let's see. I think I need to stop sharing at this point. And it should go back to you, Janice, I think.
You see my screen, Bob?
But it's in the presenters view, not the presentation view. Okay, so the tip of the day is you can use this information that's publicly available to everyone. There's a few steps involved, but look for the projects and get your name and qualifications in front of the facility representatives, and keep in mind that if they already have somebody for this project, they now have your name, and you just want to keep in contact with them in the future and checking on other projects. And in the next slide. The tip of the day, the project identified project number and name, send out your contact information, statement of qualifications, and marketing materials. And that is it for the presentation. Next slide. We have, I don't know what time it is, but 10 minutes for questions and discussions.
Thank you, Bob. Do you have any Q&As? Let's see if there's any questions in the.
Oh, by the way, that the ISU email address is on this slide and it's in the handouts too.
Please use the raise your hand function if you have any questions.
How do you go from clicking on the map? Here, let me pull this out.
John Masters, you have a question. Could you unmute yourself and I'll unmute you?
Yeah, I'm curious where to find these handouts you keep talking about.
It's in the handout section on the GoToWebinar. You do a down caret and then there's a handout, a PDF for you to download.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis, I'll let you select questions. You try to answer them.
Bob, James, this is Monica. There is a question on the question tab. It says, how do you go from clicking on the diamond on the map to the list of the projects? Are the projects local to the diamond you clicked on?
So far,
Okay.
you know, the EOC map is not meant to search for project, right? So that Google map that Bob shared with us, maybe Bob, you can share the browser again with everybody. So that EOC
let me go back
map
through that.
is just
Maybe I went through it too fast.
Yeah, just show the Google map again.
Access back again.
And Bob, that was something that we didn't show with everybody on how to get all those diamonds. Those are by the layers, and the default is all the facility, which means acute care facilities, the skilled nursing, the psychiatric, all those are in there. Even clinic are in there. However, you can unselect the all, and then you can focus on, let's say, skilled nursing or acute care. However, that map, when you select a facility and you click on the facility name or the number, it doesn't go back to the facility detail web page. So that's why Bob was showing you to copy the facility ID number or the name of the facility and go back to the facility detail web page and paste that information onto the facility detail page to find open projects.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm back on the map that has the facilities, and it's the EOC map, as James said, not made for this purpose, but we're using it for this purpose. So these diamonds are facilities, and I don't know the color coding, but I think these are SNFs. I'm not sure, but these are all facilities, and to get to the facility name and number, you just click the diamond, and there's the facility number. Numbers, because every facility has a unique number. And with this facility number, you can write it down and copy it, or you can do what I did, is just copy it and paste it into here. Not the number. Well, I didn't copy it again, that's why. So I just copied and pasted into here. It gives the drop down, gives you a selection. If you put in multiple, if you put in the wrong number, it'll give you options. So just you have to select it. Does that make sense? It's a bit of a manual process. There's no automatic way to go from this map over to the facility detail. Somebody asked, what number do we call the primary contact number, question mark? You know, that's getting into, business development and marketing, but, which really wasn't exactly the point of this presentation, more just about how you can go about getting that information, but I would email it. If it were me, I'd email my qualifications and resume and, experiences, try to sell myself. I'd email it to the contact person.
We have a question from Chris McCarthy. I'm gonna unmute you and then you unmute yourself. Go ahead, Chris.
Hi, I just wanted to find out about when you do contact facilities, if in fact the rates for inspection are fixed, or is it something that's negotiated between each facilitator?
I've never been involved with that, but I think it is negotiated.
Yeah, so the purpose of this webinar is not to tell you who to contact and how to negotiate rates. That's between you and the facility or the owner, right? So we are just trying to share with you on what kind of information Archpod is providing to the general public.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. If anybody would care to answer, is there anybody that's on this call that's from a facility? That would be. So I'm going to say probably not. I'm going to ask everybody else.
Hi there. We have Juan Salazar. We unmute you if you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'm here. This is Juan Salazar with Orange County Global Medical Center. You pick your own IOR, and then you negotiate the price. I mean, they all have different prices. And then you actually build a relationship with them. I had the same IOR for like 20-something years already. So, but it's up to the facility who to hire, not Archpod or HCAI.
Yeah, we don't get involved with any of the negotiations, contracts, or arrangements.
Right.
But we're just really trying to facilitate facilities and certified hospital inspectors being able to get together and get so that the facilities get the projects, get the IORs they need, and IORs get the projects they need. Right now, there's maybe not that many other ways to do this. And since I've got you, I'm sorry, I missed your name, but was it?
Yeah, the name is Juan Salazar, and you are so right. I mean, the IOR is not only for just inspecting your projects. They can be the greatest segue to getting to Archpod or pre-scheduling inspections through your ACO, your DSC, your FLSO. I mean, the IORs can do much more than just inspecting your facility.
Yeah. So but you represent a facility. Is that what? Do I understand right?
Yes, that's correct. I represent Orange County Global Medical Center.
Okay. So do you see this? I mean, if you got an email from a certified hospital inspector on a project that you have coming out of plan review soon, would this be information you'd want to have? Would you follow up if the qualifications look good?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, any email we get from HCAI, we have to reply to. And usually what HCAI does, they also will see the IOR on it, or whoever's involved, the DSE or any other licensed professional like the ACO or your DSC, anybody that's on the records gets CC'd on the email actually.
All right.
And it also depends on the project, what size of a project.
Okay.
Thank you, Juan.
All right. Well, I appreciate that input.
Not a problem.
We have a minute left, and I got a couple more raised hand. Ken Calvo, I unmuted you. Can you unmute yourself?
Sure. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I have the same experience. I think I typed in the box just to kind of mimic what he said. Yes, we had a very long experience with our IOR, probably over 25, 30 years. We're very much rely on him as our door and our communication conduit to OSPOD or HCAI. Sorry, because I still call it OSPOD. Sorry. But as far as we're concerned, is the new IORs, we haven't had any instance to take on a new IOR. Sorry, my phone's going off. Because we've had such a great relationship with the one we've had. Everyone that I've come in contact with, and we've had a few that were interested, all seem to be very solid, good individuals. So whatever vetting process you guys are doing, I think is working.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a fairly rigorous process.
Thank you, Ken. We're gonna have to end. We're at 1:30. If you could, thank you for this concludes our presentation, and I hope you found the webinar helpful. Please answer the question at the end of the webinar for a quick survey. And also reminded you, if you haven't downloaded the presentation, you can download it in the go-to toolbox in the handout section. I appreciate everyone taking the time to join us. If you have additional questions, you can email us at isu@hci.ca.gov. It's been a pleasure being with you all today. Thank you for what you do and doing your part in providing access to safe, quality healthcare environment throughout the state of California. Until next time, have a wonderful day.